Sandor Tals, born in 1942 in the town of Sombor, killed by the Nazis in 1943 at the age of 1. Tommy Kurtzis, born in 1938 lived in the town of Borgo-Prudent, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz, 1944, at the age of 6. Nissim Bello, born in 1934 in the town of Xanth, killed by the Nazis in Treblinka, 1943, at the age of 9. Joseph Lapt, born in 1932, town of Belchico, killed by the Nazis at the age of 10. Erwin Lovey, born in 1936 in Palatavla, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 8. Gabby Grunwald, born in 1940, town of Bekestava, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz, 1944, at the age of 4. Katie Mioni lived in the town of Arta, killed by the Nazis in Birkenau, 1944, at the age of 5. Rudy Pressburger lived in the town of Bratislava, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz, 1944, and age of 5. Basia Arve, born in 1934 in the town of Shamovo, killed by the Nazis in Shamovo in 1942 at the age of 8. Jetta Langholtz, in the town of Toulouse, killed by the Nazis in Toulouse in 1943 at the age of 2. Gary Krautz, place of residence is Cesar, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 10. Simon Wesser, born in 1938 in the town of Zamosk, killed by the Nazis in Belzec, 1942, at the age of 4. Jehoshua Essig, born in 1939 in the town of Radomisk Welki, killed by the Nazis in Belzec, 1942, at the age of 3. Morik Ressler, in the town of Kosas, killed by the Nazis in the age of 10. Elise Moskovic, born in 1935 in the town of Opava, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 10. Alisa Labarsky, born in 1934 in the town of Lipovets, killed by the Nazis in Lipovets in 1942 at the age of 8. Michael Fabom, born in 1933 in the town of Warsaw, killed by the Nazis in Treblinka, in 1942 at the age of 9. Jacques Kunstner, born in 1935 in Scheveningen, place of death, killed by the Nazis, Sobibor in 1943, the age of 8. Leah Mugia, born in 1941 in Roma, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1934 at the age of 2. Kopel Eisenman, born in Ludwigpool, killed by the Nazis in Ludwigpool at the age of 3. Malta Finkelstein, born in 1937 in Dreux, killed by the Nazis in Dreux, 1942 at the age of 5. Pearl Pilsch, born in 1941 in the town of Ligzemiers, killed by the Nazis in Ligzemiers in 1942 at the age of 1. Rouse Poderski, born in Babruysk, killed by the Nazis in Babruysk at the age of 7. Naphtali Seeltel was born in 1934 in Amsterdam, killed by the Nazis in Sobibor, 1934 at the age of 9. Hania Kohn, born in Lust, killed by the Nazis in Lust, 1943 at the age of 4. Lacey Rosenberg, in the town of Ungvar, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 3. Branka Fudge, born in Tarnowski Gori, killed by the Nazis in Treblinka, 1942 at the age of 4. David Borowski, born in Ladawa, killed by the Nazis in Ladawa, 1942 at the age of 8. Laumo Schneier, killed by the Nazis in Verona Gora area, 1942 at the age of 8. Maricia Bauski, born in Debrawa, killed by the Nazis at age 4. Rava Meyer, lived in Rostov na Donu, killed by the Nazis in Rostov na Doну, age of 2. Elu Spiegel, born in 1936, lived in Karlaginaza, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 8. Valya Vygonskaya, born in 1939, lived in the town of Mozyr, killed by the Nazis in 1942 at the age of 2. Elu Roth, born in 1939, town of Oradea, killed by the Nazis in 1944 at the age of 5. Rosa born in 1938, town of Debrowa Gorniza, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1943 at the age of 5. Laszlo Gorovitz, born in 1935, the town of Setorlajeli, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 9. Galda Lakovisky, born in 1933 in the town of Baranowatz, killed by the Nazis in Molkedz, 1942, at the age of 9. Frima Otter, born in the town of Trzebinia, killed by the Nazis at the age of 3. Judith Gruwer, born in 1937 in the town of Luck, killed by the Nazis in 1942 at the age of 5. Georgi Klein, born in 1941 in the town of Sepsizen Georgi, killed by the Nazis in Birkenau in 1944 at the age of 3. Jenna Nemark lived in Nesvis, killed by the Nazis in Nesvis, 1941, at the age of 5. Guri Crossman, born in 1941 in the town of Mezakarestes, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 3. Fromm Yenis, born in 1932 in the town of Girovograd, killed by the Nazis in Girovograd in 1941 at the age of 9. Vista Gruen lived in the town of Targu Mariz, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 4. Shimush Shek, born in 1934 in the town of Sokolo Malopoliski, killed by the Nazis in Balzek in 1942 at the age of 8. Mania Gorovich, born in 1940 in Korma, killed by the Nazis in Ivnia in 1942 at the age of 2. Yankel Gerwitz lived in a town of Donalowisk, killed by the Nazis in Donalowisk, 1942 at the age of 3. Kaja Beer, born in 1935 in the town of Rubiso, killed by the Nazis in Majdanek in 1943 at the age of 8. Benzion Offner, born in 1938 in the town of Kamarno, killed by the Nazis at age 4. Etty Schwarberg, born in 1938 in the town of Chavo, killed by the Nazis in Chavo in 1943 at the age of 5. Renia Linzik, born in 1935 in the town of Grismalo, killed by the Nazis in Lwowo, 1942, at the age of 6. Leonia Arnberg, born in 1935, town of Kronos, killed by the Nazis in Petrosiunia, 1941, at the age of 6. Israel Gurvich, born in 1933, the town of Sawarskizovzena, killed by the Nazis in Sawarskawazenoskiznia, 1942, at the age of 9. Melita Hollander, born in the town of Wien, killed by the Nazis at age 7. Stanislaw Fischler, born in 1933, lived in the town of Krakow, killed by the Nazis in Belzec in 1942 at the age of 8. Enya Sukman, born in 1936, in town of Lwów, killed by the Nazis in Lwów, 1943 at the age of 7. Nathan Lipsitz, born in 1940, the town of Berzes Kajwowski, in a town killed by the Nazis in 1941 at the age of 1. Janos Jowakics, born in 1936 in the town of Nagyvarad, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz, 1944 at the age of 8. Pavlik Vavchek, born in 1936 in the town of Melitopol, killed by the Nazis in Melitopol in 1941 at the age of 5. Reese Shmushkevich, born in 1931, town of Selene, killed by the Nazis in Selene, 1941, at the age of 10. Claudine Guthmann, born in 1937, in the town of Strasbourg, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz, 1944, at the age of 6. Darius Homyani, born in 1935, the town of Paris, killed by the Nazis in Fort 9, 1942, at the age of 7. Esther Fruth, born in 1939, in the town of Miskolc, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz, 1944, at the age of 5. Stella Philus, the town of Kavala, killed by the Nazis in Treblinka, 1943, at the age of 1. Dabsia Zawiansky, in the town of Malawa, killed by the Nazis in Warsaw, the age of 9. Abraham Zick, born in 1937 in the town of Senta, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 7. Chaim Jur, in the town of Didymatikona, killed by the Nazis in Birkenau, 1943 at the age of 1. Tawa Suraj Berberg, born in 1939 in Kelsey, killed by the Nazis in Treblinka, 1942 at the age of 3. Ilonka Fleisman, born in 1940 in the town of Diosforge Patoni, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz in 1944 at the age of 4. Elsa Steiner, born in 1934 in the town of Pressburg, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz 1944 at the age of 10. Heidi Heiss, born in 1933, the town of Michaelafis, killed by the Nazis in Treblinka at the age of 9. Rokel Schlesinger, born in 1938, town of Tarnow, killed by the Nazis in Tarnow in 1943 at the age of 4. Alika Weinberger, born in 1936, the town of Zabakraki, killed by the Nazis at the age of 6. Jenia Gellin, born in 1932 in the town of Morozovka, killed by the Nazis in Morozovka, 1942 at the age of 10. Roka Sickelman, born in 1936 in the town of Balti, killed by the Nazis in Dumbravnina in 1941 at the age of 5. Isaac Gorbatsky, born in 1935, the town of Waranowa, killed by the Nazis in Waranowa, 1942 at the age of 7. Bunia Bettelman, born in 1937 in the town of Kamenets Podolskia, killed by the Nazis in Kamenets Podolsky, 1941, and age of 4. Israel Bytensky, born in 1935, the town of Wolkowski, killed by the Nazis in Treblinka, 1943, the age of 8. Ilonka Heimlich, born in 1937, in town of Matthias, killed by the Nazis in Birkenau in 1944 at the age of 7. Jacob Fentuk, born in 1937 in the town of Texel, killed by the Nazis in Auschwitz at the age of 7.